I don't know many busy people who haven't said, I don't know where to fit fitness into my life. So if you've had a hard time prioritizing your fitness and maybe even really making time to take care of your body, you're going to love today's interview with a really, really wonderful friend of mine. Hi, it's Melanie Benson Strick here, and I'm America's leading small business optimizer. And so this weekly show is all about how to make your life, your business, and you work better from the inside out. And as an entrepreneur, small business owner, we all know there's a lot of power, there's a lot of momentum, there's a lot of energy we need in order to be able to execute on not just keeping the business we have, but really having the resources to take off and leap. So I like also exploring what does it take from a physical level to have the power we need to run these successful businesses. And our guest today is AJ Mihrzad, owner of Life Fuel Fitness, which is based in Great Neck, New York. And AJ has also founded Life Fuel Supplements along with a fitness software called Lean Buddy. And he's the best-selling author of the mind-body solution, Train Your Brain for Permanent Weight Loss, where he proves that the key to a better body that's in shape, energized, and youthful is a healthy brain. And as we love to say here, your mindset is dictating your results. So we're going to dig into that again. So AJ is also a certified professional trainer and has a master's in psychology. And I love this. He's been featured in Men's Fitness and on bodybuilding.com. And I got to tell you, I've seen the before and after pictures, AJ, and it is quite impressive what you've been able to accomplish with your own body. So welcome, and I'm so glad you're here today to share with us some optimization strategies. How can we really, make that body image we have and the energy we need fit within the confines of what many of us would say is a very busy business.
Well, first and foremost, thank you so much, Melanie, for having me on your show. I'm really grateful to be here.
Sure.
And, fitness, it's a top on a lot of people's minds. And, our health is our number one wealth. And in reality, it's something that I've struggled with most of my life because I may look fit right now, but most of my life I was overweight. At my heaviest, I was 60 pounds overweight, and I was really insecure. I was depressed. I hated how I looked. I had man boobs, had a big gut. I was so embarrassed to take my shirt off, but to do it in public. And I would go to the beach sometimes actually wearing the tank top. And for many years, I was in severe pain, both mentally and physically. And it wasn't until I decided to devote my life to fitness and I was able to transform myself, and I saw just so many benefits to it. And of course, over the past 12 years of being a fitness professional and transforming myself, helping others transform their lives, I found that when your life is in harmony in the three main areas, that's physically, mentally, and spiritually, you'll truly be unstoppable. And as a business owner, our fitness is extremely important for many reasons, not only for your own personal health, but for your confidence, for your well-being, the ability to just walk into a room and command attention. Because we all know when we're at our best, the world sees it. We just feel unstoppable, full of confidence and full of energy. And when you are grinding it out, when you're tackling your to-do list, when you're taking action, when your energy is at a 10 out of 10, wow, you're just capable of doing so many things. So I truly feel having your fitness as a priority and doing something toward it every single day is going to change your life in a dramatic way.
Do you also notice that a lot of people who say they want to lose weight or they want to feel better, they want to work out, they know the benefits, but they just really struggle with fitting it into their life? Do you see that come up a lot as well?
Absolutely. Time is the number one excuse. People don't have time for fitness. They don't have time to eat healthy. Of course, I think there's a common misconception that it takes a lot of work. You have to do the extreme where you have to go to the gym 6 times a week, eat 4 to 5 meals a day, plan and prepare. But, like I said, like with a lot of other things in our lives, there's a lot of limiting beliefs towards that. I mean, I've been there because I've been 60 pounds overweight. I really had no time in the past. I struggled going to the gym. I was not motivated. And reality, to this day, I'm a little allergic to exercise. So, I'm not a big fan of being in the gym for long periods. But over time and over developing my program to work with so many different people, I've found that there is something called the minimum effective dose, where you're able to exercise and you're able to eat healthy. However, it doesn't take up a lot of your time or a lot of your energy. And once you find your groove, once you're able to create a place for health in your life that's not so consuming, it becomes a habit like brushing your teeth. And one of my goals and the main component of my program is to make fitness a daily practice, so much that it's a part of your daily activities. It's a lifestyle change, but it doesn't feel like you're on a diet, or it doesn't feel like you have to go out of your way to exercise. You know, there's so many ways to exercise, to stay fit, a lot of fun, enjoyable ways. You don't have to go to the gym. You don't have to go to a boot camp. You don't have to eat boiled chicken and broccoli all day long, you know? But it's finding your groove, finding the customized solution that works best for you, where you enjoy the process. And, you know, it always is time, but it's having it as a priority where you enjoy being fit, where, you know, in a sense, it allows you to not think of it something that you have to do, in a sense. It's not something you have to go out of your way to perform.
So what I hear you saying is that, and I agree with this, that mindset and some limiting beliefs are really at play here if you're having a hard time making it a priority, because we all know we focus on the things we're prioritizing. You know, what we value is what gets our attention. And so let's say someone is running that limitation. I can't find the time. I never have the time. And honestly, I'm speaking for personal experience here. This is my number one challenge, is finding time, or creating the habit around it. So what would you say is a limiting belief, or a way we might break through that? Maybe we can do the 1-2 punch here. Where are the limiting beliefs that most people have around that, and what's a breakthrough approach to really creating the habit?
Well, you know, Melanie, I think the number one limiting belief is the amount of time and effort required to get in shape, to spend in the gym. Some people feel like they have to do workout every single day, an hour, 2 hours a day.
So it feels overwhelming to them, and not sustainable. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, not sustainable, or even to have to be on a specific type of diet where you're restricted. You know, I love food. I'm a fat kid at heart. So if someone tells me that I can't have pizza or hamburgers or the ice cream, you know, the foods I enjoy, then I'd live a very boring life. I'm not a robot. So it's the ability to get the body, because it really comes down to your metabolism, okay? So like when your metabolism is working at a 10 out of 10, your body's burning fat efficiently, and at the same time it's building muscle tone, and you're able to eat the most food and do the minimal amount of effort. So instead of really focusing on pounding on hours of exercise and minimizing your diet, first you want to get your metabolism to work at its highest capability. And here's one thing that I've learned, and it's something that I actually learned from Will Smith, out of all people. Will Smith was asked, you know, you're in your late 40s, and every single movie you're in tip-top shape. Now, how do you stay in shape with such a busy schedule, so many commitments? And he says, very easy. I never get out of shape. And all of a sudden, a light bulb hit me. Because in every element of your life, the key is momentum. Okay? So many times we don't exercise, we don't eat healthy, and then out of nowhere, after, let's say, 3 or 4 years of not doing anything, we want to get in shape. And it's an uphill battle. Sure, it's going to be tough getting your metabolism to its highest level, getting a commitment to going to the gym and working out, and it's very overwhelming. But one thing I've realized is if you have a lot of momentum, you have a lot of fitness equity, that you could have a pizza, you could not go to the gym, you go on vacation, your metabolism is revved up and it's burning fat while you go to sleep. So you could get away with doing that. And I think the problem is that a lot of people, like I said, they're not taking the baby steps to start making fitness a part of their life and building up that momentum, that equity. Anything in life, reality of it is, requires hard work on the front end. Okay, so you think about your business. So when you wanted to create a business, it requires a lot of effort, a lot of consistency, a lot of just momentum in the beginning. And once you have that going, your business flows. Sure, you can take a day off, you can take a vacation, you can even have a non-productive day, but the business is still chugging along like a freight train. Just it keeps on going. And fitness is the same thing. If you're in a habit of at least working out 2 to 3 times a week, eating, let's say, 80% healthy, then that consistency over a long period of time builds a lot of what is called fitness equity, where you could go on vacation and pig out. You could go to a wedding and eat whatever your heart desires and miss out a few days on the gym, but you have so much momentum going for you from the past, your metabolism, your body's in a caloric deficit, you're burning fat, you're building muscle tone, that you're going to be okay. Now, the problem is that a lot of people, they haven't worked out in many years. So let's say I've not worked out in 5 years, and I started going to the gym, and within 5 days, I'm pissed off. I'm not seeing any results. The scale's not moving, and my clothes aren't getting any looser. However, I don't realize the past 5 years I was having these terrible habits, eating whatever I wanted, not exercising. There's no equity there. So it's kind of like I'm unemployed for 5 years, and then in 5 days I want to have a profitable, striving business. How is that possible? Okay, so it's about, yes, you have to suffer a little bit. You have to discipline yourself, take baby steps, make little fun activities, and then just build momentum over time. And once you have that going, once your metabolism starts to get revved up, it gets easier and it becomes a daily habit. And once it does, do everything in your power to never fall off track. Because once you have that fitness equity going, that momentum, then you could slack off a little bit, but don't slack off too much.
Yeah, that's a powerful concept. I teach the payoff of consistency, and what you're basically saying is it's that consistency and building that equity in your body is what allows you to, not fall apart if you miss a couple days. And that's a really powerful principle that I think we can all take into any area of our life or our business that we want to really get some better momentum out of it. So love it. Really awesome. AJ, you've taken something that you've had a passion about, that you've, had your own personal breakthrough, but now you've built this business around it. Have you experienced some places where maybe there was one significant thing that was a real challenge in learning to create a successful business about something you're so passionate about?
Yes, absolutely. I think, any entrepreneur, business owner, the biggest challenge is themselves. We are our own worst enemy.
Yeah.
The more we're aware of that, the more clarity we're going to have with our business. Because I've been in both extremes where I generated a lot of income with my business, and I was a workaholic. I never took any time off, and I let my health suffer, and relationships and social activities, and I just wasn't happy. I was burnt out. But I was making a lot of money, but I was at the place where everything was based on work. That was my entire identity. And when I had a bad month, I went into depression. That's all I had. And then I went to the other state after being so burnt out to where I wanted freedom, and I wanted time off, and I wanted to be creative, and I wanted to focus on my health and relationships and have more balance. But at the same time, my income took a dip. And that, made me feel really bad, because as an entrepreneur, it's all about your business and what you've created, and you compare yourself to the past, and you say, oh, my business is not doing as well as it should, then I don't have value in myself. So it's kind of like understanding that business is a process. Obviously you're going to have good months, bad months. You're going to have times when you're just overflowing with creativity. You're going to have some times when nothing is coming out of you. There's a drought. But just trusting the process, just like in life, nothing is guaranteed. Things come, things go. But understanding that as long as you stick with it and you continuously go, it's the old adage, progress, not perfection. And realizing that, it's okay to slow down. It's okay to take a sabbatical, take some me time, take an extended vacation, but just continuing with your vision, continuing with your business. And as we both know, we've discussed this before, when you have those rock bottom times, or those times when, let's say, you're financially suffering or creatively suffering, those are times of reinvention. Those are times when you come back to your business with new eyes, with a new vision, and you take it to another path, and it evolves. And it's just understanding that business is a constant evolution. It's different cycles, and knowing that there's going to be a lot of ups and downs, but appreciating the downs because they give you your greatest lessons.
That's so well said. And a lot of people, we take failure so personally. We see that as a failure rather than the way you're positioning it, which is these are opportunities to learn and grow. And, I always personally found that in those moments, that's when my game changer comes. That's when the turning point or something that I discover at that time that truly transform and maybe even helps me optimize who I need to be or the way I'm going to run my business. And I'm just curious, were you able to take one of those lessons out and something you could share with us that maybe our audience today could really benefit from and use in their own life?
Yes, absolutely. So I have a personal training business, and at first it was my bread and butter. Like, it was all about training clients physically. It gave me the ability to just work with so many people on a daily basis, transform so many lives. And for a while, I enjoyed it. However, I came to the point where I was getting a lot of business. I was getting a lot of referrals that I was literally working from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. and I had very little time to myself. And on the surface, this is a thriving business. I'm back-to-back stacked with clients. And, I felt really good. I'm like, wow, people love me. I'm so busy. But at the end of the day, I did not feel fulfilled. And I felt like there was more for me, that I had a bigger message. And, over time, I was really pushing myself and sacrificing sleep, sacrificing relationships, where I literally felt burnt out. There were just some mornings where I couldn't get out of bed. I was unmotivated. And in my heart, I felt like I wasn't serving my clients properly. So I decided to give more hours to my trainer, take some time off for myself, and in a sense, take a little sabbatical. I literally cut my hours in half. And within that time frame, I guess my intuition brought me to a place where I wanted to do more of the things that I love, the things that put me in a flow state, and that is reading and writing and public speaking, and I guess exploring more of my spiritual side. And, there was a lot of resistance there because the activities that I was doing were not creating any income. I was spending a lot of hours and time in them. However, I was getting down on myself, and I was thinking, wow, right now I could be consulting, I could be coaching someone, and all these hours are not being used up. However, by spending more time in those flow-like activities, it showed me that, wow, this is a new passion of mine. I enjoy the writing process. I enjoy creating information products. And I started to spend that time to really work on the craft, to become better at it. And that led me to wanting to write my first book. And that was a game changer for me because I had a lot of insecurities about my writing. And I thought that, nobody wanted to read it. And my book was about my philosophy with fitness and spirituality and mindset, something I'm so passionate about. And I just wrote it from the heart. And literally, I just put it out there, and luckily the book became a bestseller, and it totally shocked me. And, to this day, I get emails from people all around the world telling me that their book changed their lives and that, they're so thankful for me writing it. And this all came about from that moment of desperation, that moment of being burnt out, I guess feeling like a failure, feeling like I just wanted to quit and give up, but taking that time off, having the ability to just follow my heart and follow my intuition, and to be in a place where I was in a flow state all day long doing the things I love, opened up this new path for me. So I guess that was a major lesson in terms of, your intuition is telling you something. Sometimes we get upset. We have this giant to-do list in front of us, and we want to go in and tackle it. And for hours and hours, we're unproductive. We're screwing around. We're going on Facebook. We're chatting with our friends. We're watching crazy stuff on YouTube. And all of a sudden, we don't get any work done. And then we get mad at ourselves, like, oh, my God, I wasted an entire day. I didn't do any of this stuff. And this reality is, there's a reason why you're procrastinating. There's a reason why you're not being productive. And becoming more and more aware of that. Because, when I cut my hours in half and I started devoting time for myself, I started meditating too. And I really saw a significant change when I was more observant of my own thoughts and, speaking to my soul and understanding what was my next purpose in life. And getting more internal, it allowed me to see a new path externally.
I'm kind of speechless in a way because, first of all, I just had another guest on not too long ago who literally was saying the same thing. And I think there's a real revolution. Maybe the revolution's not the right word. Maybe it's a very transformative time. you know, there is a lot of people who have a mission on this planet who are realizing the way they're trying to get their impact out in the world, the way we're trying to grow our business is not a sustainable approach, and it's burning us out. It's actually limiting our ability to create real fulfillment. And what I'm hearing you say is it's kind of a common theme now, which is if I go inside and I get more connected to my truth and I listen and I make decisions from that place, I build my business in a more effective way. I have more energy and I'm more fulfilled. And I think that's such a powerful message because it's so easy to get caught up in the doing. It's so easy to think we're listening and using our intuition, but we're just on this train track that's going a million miles an hour, and we're really missing what the real gem is and what the real gift is. And what I heard you say, the optimization in that is that you realize there were other ways you could help people that weren't going to require you spending an hour with them every time. Like you could build information programs. I know you have some great virtual training programs. You wrote your book, and those are things that when you're on that train you don't see and you can't make time for. So it's such a beautiful nugget of wisdom there. So again, thank you for such a great nugget of wisdom. I think there's a lot of people that can really relate to that, and I think there's some powerful transformative ideas in the idea that if you go within, you're going to be able to be more powerful and more clear and more confident in taking these actions. So AJ, I'm just kind of curious, what would you say is a quote or a mantra that really helps you stay in this place of going inside and letting that power you up?
It's this quote that I got about a year ago, and I got it from my mentor, Joe Polish, and I think about it on a daily basis. And the quote is, "Be willing to destroy anything in your life that is not excellent."
Ooh.
And it allows me to be in a place that I just follow my heart. And I know that the decisions I make need to be aligned with my highest purpose. So it's people that aren't excellent, it's opportunities, business decisions, it is just tasks that I do on a daily basis. Every single day I'm slowly chipping away from the mediocre things that I'm doing to make room for the excellent things that await me. So it's simplifying my life, focusing on, Gay Hendricks discusses the zone of genius.
Mm-hmm.
So what can I do that is within my zone of genius? And everything else, it's a waste of time. So start eliminating those, destroying those, outsource those, and focus on your highest leverage activities.
Love it. I'm a big fan of that idea as well. As you know, it's the whole point of optimizing. When you optimize, you're focusing on the things that have the greatest impact, the greatest juice, the greatest power, and really just like releasing all those other things that really are distractions. So I think that's quite powerful. So AJ, Skype is apparently not going to be our friend today, so let's make sure everybody knows how they can find out more about you and really, where can they get your book and tune into these fantastic tools you have to help us stay fitness focused.
Sure, Melanie. Well, you can find my book on Amazon. It's called The Mind Body Solution, Train Your Brain for Permanent Weight Loss. My name is AJ Mihrzad, and I really get into the spiritual connection within the mind and the body. And, the inner game of fitness, that's what we should focus on. Once you get the inner game right, the outside takes care of itself.
Love it.
And my website is lifefuelfit.com, and that's where you can find out about my online training transformation program. And I utilize a fun app called Lean Buddy that I created, and what it does, it gamifies fitness. So it allows you to earn points for becoming healthier. You do tiny little daily tasks that build momentum, and then over time, next thing you know, you're losing weight, you have more muscle tone, and you're implementing fitness into your life where it feels like you're brushing your teeth. It's not like something that's really taking a lot out of you. And that's my philosophy, the minimal effective dose. And also, I'm pretty active on Facebook. You could find me on there, Facebook AJ Fit. And for all the listeners, I would love to help you out with your fitness, your nutrition. If you have any weight loss or muscle toning goals, I'm here to offer you a free trial to implement my Lean Buddy software. And feel free to contact me on my website, and I'll be happy to give you a trial run of my weight loss system. So, you can start implementing a little bit of momentum into your life.
Oh, so generous. I've heard fantastic stuff. I know we have a couple friends who are using your system, and oh my God, they're raving about it. They're like, it's awesome. So thank you for sharing that with everybody. And thank you for tuning in today. There is something really powerful that has come out of today's session with AJ, and I'd love to hear what it was for you. What was the takeaway? What's the aha? What's that little spark that is going to make a difference in your life? Feel free to share it on the show page here, or if you're listening in on iTunes or Stitcher Radio, you can head on over to melaniebensonstrick.com and come find us on the blog and just let us know what was the thing that was the breakthrough idea for you today. So we'll see you again next week with another powerful episode of Small Business Optimizer. Bye, everybody.
Bye.